Hi,
Hi, how are you?
very good, thank you. So, for anyone that doesn't know, this is Mariska Beijer, who plays for the Netherlands and Hanover United. She's the world MVP and European MVP, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And yeah, all-round beast, and she even has it tattooed on her back as well, in a basketball, which is pretty cool.
I
Well,
mean,
you can get
I
to see
like
it.
it.
There you go, crazy. Again, I've made a mistake. I was meant to send a video to Rupert yesterday, but I didn't, so video will not be played. Um, Bum. So we have some questions for you from Facebook and Instagram and things like that.
Awesome.
Oh no, my bad. Tell us about your little. Tell us how you got into wheelchair basketball and your disability and everything like that. My bad. I've skipped a section.
So I just started how I got disabled. So when I was 2 years old, I fell down the stairs during a chemotherapy, and that all went wrong in the hospital. I broke my upper leg, and it all went wrong, and the cast was put on too tight. So when it is too tight, you don't have any blood flow in your leg. So pretty much my right foot and my lower leg muscles died off. It was a process of trying to save my leg over 6 years, but in the end, they had to amputate my foot. So that's the story of part one of my disability, as I like to call it. And part two, I could do anything with my prosthetic. So I could run, I could ski there, like everything. So I went to a ski camp. Awesome. I loved it. But on the last day, I got hit from behind and I lost my balance and I messed up my nerve system in my left leg. And so from the knee down on my leg, my nerves are fucked up. Sorry, and
Ooh.
my limb system doesn't work that well. So yeah, my left leg is my main disability, and I got some problems with my hips and my back, and yeah, overall mess from
But
the waist down.
you still managed to be
uh,
the beast
I mean, I
somehow.
manage. I compensate by super strong upper body. So
Hmm.
but yeah,
Um,
I was really lucky when I was young. My parents lived close to a gym and they had badminton there. And now you like badminton, now you play basketball. Um, I started off as an AB badminton player with my prosthetic before I messed up my left leg. But could not really do like the lateral movement, so side to side. That was not my strong point. But in the same club, there was wheelchair badminton, and that was really cool to have such an inclusive club so close. And I was pretty decent at it. I could join in and played a few tournaments with the adults because I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. But I was not really enjoying it to the fullest. So one of my teammates there, he also played wheelchair basketball, and he said, "Okay, let's just come join our practice, see if you like it." And I still remember the first time I entered that gym. There was screaming. You could hear like the frames like crashing into each other and the ball bouncing and the yelling. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And I never
mhm.
left. So yeah, that's
Cool.
little 10-year-old Mariska being amazed by the same sport.
Yes, it is amazing, and for people that haven't seen it before, when they do see it, it is normally an eye opener for them.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and how are you coping with your motivation and this whole Corona season lockdown situation?
I mean, it's really hard because I went home to the Netherlands for 4 days. So I went on Wednesday to the Netherlands. I was supposed to go back on Monday to Hanover. And that was the weekend the lockdown started. So on Saturday, I was like, oh, I might not be able to go back to Germany. And on Monday, I
Hmm.
was like, okay, it's going to be lockdown and you're going to stay in the Netherlands. So I was like, I was texting Martin Kluk, our coach. It's like, yeah, I'm staying in the Netherlands now and I might not be able to come back. I don't know. I have no idea. And at first, you're like, okay, this situation is only going to be 1 or 2 weeks, whatever. That's okay. We
Mm.
train. We got training schedule straight away from the national team. So we have 2 practices a day. You can do at home. So that was not too bad, but slowly you go into like, okay, it's now been a month almost, like 3.5 weeks of quarantine training. And now I know it's hard to get the same motivation to practice every single day. And when the news came out that Tokyo got postponed for another year, it's like, okay, this is serious business. This is intense. Um, Myself, I'm decently happy that it's proposed for a year because I have severe asthma. So I'm part of the really high risk group. If I catch it, I'm probably gonna end up at the ICU, which is no
Yeah.
fun. So in that point, I'm quite happy I don't have to be in a risk or be around people, so I can avoid all the people. But it sucks. I mean, I'm a team
Yeah.
player. I hate training alone. I mean, I do enjoy occasionally, like lifting I do alone and shooting sessions, that's okay. But like the main sessions for me, that's the team training. I love team training and I really miss that. But
Yeah, it's not much
yeah,
fun, is it?
no.
So,
And I didn't shoot a basketball in a few weeks because there's a small court close by, but that's the only court. That's also a soccer court, and there's always children playing, like 20 kids playing there. So I'm not going there to be a risk for myself. So I only do some
so
small dribbling and chair skills with the basketball. That's all I can do now.
yeah, and you got to stay. Yeah, maybe enjoy the rest because
Yeah,
you've been training hard for a long time, haven't you? So
10
maybe,
years.
yeah. Is this the longest you haven't played basketball for in a long time?
Well, last summer was pretty amazing since Europeans was in June and
Hmm.
the season till September. So I had like 6 weeks holiday and I did some training. But I went to Sweden. I trained there with the local team in Malmo. I went to the UK for the 3-on-3 tournament. So, but it was not like training entire summer. So it's weird. Especially now, I don't know. Okay, this date we're gonna start with team practice, and normally you have a date you can work on. Like, okay, I have to be decently fit for that practice, and just show
Yeah,
up and do business.
yeah. Got to stay ready somehow.
I
But
mean,
there's
you
no
got a
light at the end
court
of the
in your
tunnel.
backyard,
Yeah, I have. I was out
so
there
I'm
just before
jealous.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
I wish someone else lived here that could get a bit more use out of it, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I shot pretty well today, by the way. I'm quite happy with my numbers. Um,
Yay.
anyway, saying about me. Um, so, yeah, and you're moving house, right, tomorrow? Apartment? Or?
Yeah, getting my keys tomorrow, which is super exciting. That also helped me during this time. So I think I repacked my entire household like 3 times. Yeah, I'm getting the keys tomorrow, and Saturday I'm gonna move everything. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally I'm apartment owner, not renting, throwing the
Congratulations.
money to my renters. Thank you.
Um, so we'll answer some of the questions that we've got. Um, 1 second, because I'm all over the place. Just bear with me for a moment.
Good organization skills.
Thanks. I'm sure they told you all about them at Hanover. Um, where's it gone? There's one from Alan Mansell on our Facebook page somewhere. It is, what motivates you every day to get up and put the work in that she needs to be the best?
Well,
I
I
guess
got
that.
a reputation right now, and I really want to uphold that reputation and exceed it. I know I got a lot of stuff I have to work on, so I'm just trying to do the best I can, especially now in this time, to be even better in those skills. I mean, in shooting, I cannot practice that, but I can practice ball handling. I can keep practicing chair skills. I can practice my power push and stop.
Mhm.
So there's still so many options for me to be better in what I
Mhm.
can and what it needs to be done. So just trying to focus on that.
And you can still study the game as well. You can still watch games and
There's game
old footage.
films. Yeah.
Always.
Or even from
Okay.
last season.
Yeah. And
So.
watch all the plays where Joe messes up and then send them to him. Yeah. And did you enjoy your season at Hanover with Coach Klook?
I had fun. Yeah. I think I
It's a lot of fun there.
progressed a lot this year, and it was a great opportunity to be able to practice in the morning with the basketball academy, and just get a lift in or extra shooting, and then team practice in the afternoon. I think that balance for me was really well.
Yeah, they've got good facilities there.
Definitely.
So we got some questions from Instagram. Someone called Chaz asking, who do you look up to? It doesn't have to be basketball. It can just be life.
Who do I
And
look
why?
up to? Well, I would say like old school, Michael Jordan. He's amazing, and not only as a basketball player, but also what he does besides the basketball. So he started like with the marketing and stuff. I studied marketing in Whitewater, so I really trying to implement different stuff to make sure that other people know that wheelchair basketball exists and that my national team exists. I mean, we're world champions and we didn't show up in the regular media in the Netherlands. So
Wow.
you're like, where's that issue? So we're just trying to get the media. So Les Europeans was amazing with that. We were live on TV for the first time with the semi and the final. So that was really cool. So we're making progress in that, but we have to put in so much effort for that. So I'm just trying to help that.
And you do a lot of stuff away from the court, like I've seen on your website. You do like public speaking and like
it's
like
mainly
endorse products and
I
stuff.
give clinics. Yeah, I give clinics and I do online marketing. The speaking is a little bit low because I'm in Germany most of the time, so it's really hard to plan that in. But clinics are really easier because it's only like 1 or 2 hours you're somewhere, you give a clinic, your small presentation, and you go away. And with the online marketing, it's online, so I can just do that in Hanover for the Dutch Foundation. So
Cool.
yeah.
Someone that knows nothing about wheelchair basketball, and it's not his fault, but he asked, do you think you could play against men? He isn't aware of that you do already play against men. So the answer is yes to that, Coach Carlos.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, for people that don't know, men and women is mixed in all the domestic leagues, isn't it? But not internationally.
Yeah, and the Euro leagues.
Yeah.
The club
and
Euros.
Coach, what?
The club Europeans, like the Champions League and EuroLeague 1, 2, 3.
Coach Carlos also asks, are you single?
Yes. Yes, I have no life besides basketball and work, so. And now I finally have time, but there is social distancing, so it's really hard.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work that well right now.
No. And a question from Charlie Mack. Who is the hardest female player you have played against?
I would say Mariska Miller.
She got mentioned last night.
Yeah, she is really good at what she does. So.
Where's Dylan? Dylan said he had loads of questions, but
yeah, I'm disappointed.
I think he spends a lot. Maybe I should just call him.
Especially since he said yesterday, as long as I'm in the comments, they will not run out of questions. Come on, Dylan, be better.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time on his Xbox, I think, which isn't a problem.
Do you know, I'm so sad. I finally have time to play on my PlayStation, but my PlayStation is in Hanover.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've read something that you like seals and puzzles. Is that true?
Yes, that's definitely true.
Why?
So I love seals because they're chubby like me. But once they're in the elements, they're really gracious in the water, just like me on the basketball court. I'm not gracious, but I think I look good when I do it.
Awesome. And puzzles, why do you like puzzles?
Me. It's just relaxing. Like just stir your brain off and just piece by piece, just go for it. I think I'm now at 11 puzzles since the start of the quarantine. Finished.
11.
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I told you, no life.
and then we've got a question from Gabe, the referee. I don't know how to say his last name. He wants to know what your bench press max is.
Currently at 85 kilograms. I tried 87.5, but I was just a little bit short. But I think I can make 87.5 now.
So I think that confirms that you can lift more than me and Gabe combined.
I'm pretty sure I can lift you.
Yeah, probably. Although I'm eating quite a lot at the moment, so probably not. And then the next question is from Greg Warburton, the male MVP at the moment. He says, what do you have over the rest of the world that has made you the women's world MVP?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, I'm known for my power and explosiveness, so that really helps me. And I'm really lucky also with the team around me. So I have the best coaches, the amazing strength and conditioning coach that make sure I'm super fit. And my teammates put me in the place where I can be successful. And then, of course, just my power and my scoring ability is the icing on the cake and domination.
Yeah, and he added the same question to like the Dutch team, like as a whole, what makes you all successful as a team?
I think it's just we complement each other. So we have shooters, we got screeners, and just like Jitske, she's the best class one. She can screen, she can shoot, she can dribble up the ball. That's amazing. And with Bo, 4-5, she's a shooter from the outside, but can also play inside. And I'm the inside player who can also play outside. So they can never stop everyone.
Tell us about your friendship with Jitske Visser, because that's quite a strong bond you have with her, isn't it?
Yeah, I know Jitske since 2007, I would say. I think 2007. And just since juniors, we played together in the juniors B, and then we got both to juniors A. We went to 2008 U22 tournament in Turkey. That was my first international competition there. And we were like, oh my goodness, is this the level that we're supposed to play at? But with all these guys. And then she made the Beijing team. And I was super proud of her. And just over those years that you train together, that you play basketball together, and also a chill besides the court. We love sushi, so we like to go out for sushi in Arnhem with a few girls, and you just bond over time. And if you know each other for so long, you just develop an amazing bond.
Cool. And skipping a little bit, but so obviously your training routine has changed now, I guess, but tell us what your quarantine routine is like to try and stay mentally and physically, in the zone.
Well, I still wake up at like a normal, well, not a normal hour, but I try to get out of bed by 7:30 and then start my first practice probably at 10. Or now with packing up my house, I first do packing up my house and then do my first training at 1, and then do a later session at like 5 or 6 in the evening. And just trying to have one session, then sometime 2 hours or 3 hours in between, and then do a second session. So just trying to balance a little bit life around it. And I think the main thing with the quarantine, yes, have to be social distancing, but with this weather, it's also healthy to be outside, also for your mindset. So I'm just trying to do one session outside, like biking or chair skills or conditioning. Conditioning sucks, but if it's outside in the sun, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's all got to be done. And tell us about your free throw routine. So, like, tell us about what goes through your mind, like your trigger points, whatever.
Well, I'm better when I don't think. So what I try
Hmm.
to do is I catch the ball from the ref, I turn it so the lines are nicely over my hand, and I touch one line with my middle finger of my shooting hand, and
Hmm.
then I just look at the rim, I breathe out, and I shoot. That's it.
Do you know, what's your percentage roughly this season? Do you know?
I have no idea. No
No
idea.
worries. Okay. What was it like playing with Joe for a year? Tell me about that. I know it's
I
the
mean,
longest
it's
year of my life. I can tell you that much.
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's really great to see how he handles having that pressure on him because he's our main shooter, and his role is my role on the national team. So it's
Hmm.
really good to see, like, okay, how does he carry it around? How does he, um, how do you say that? Like, yeah, carries himself and says, I'm going to shoot this ball, I'm going to make this ball. And that's just
Mm.
really awesome to see. And I also know how much work he does into his consistency in his shots. So if I can be like that shooting wise, amazing.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, it's
Yeah,
not always the easiest, but that's also the game, I would say.
yeah, and you can
I
tell. Yeah, he works hard. Like
yeah,
really, he works
and I
for a
mean,
long time.
yes, and I still get to do what I like to do or that I wanted to work on, so I'm pretty happy.
Good, good to hear. Um, so Dylan is awake and he's off his Xbox.
Good
Um,
job, Dylan.
he's a little bit late though, really, because he's asked how did you become such a dominant player. But guess we covered that.
Just rewind back, Dylan. Just rewind.
Yes. Um, yeah, we've got the video ready now because Rupert's a genius. So we'll cut to that video quickly, and yeah, if you're watching, have a little watch when you're ready,
Enjoy.
Rupert. Oh, so smooth. Awesome.
I really like the
Um,
old school London 2012. It's been a while since I watched that.
yeah, it's it's a while ago now. Um, what was it like at the Paralympics in London? Was it good? Did you enjoy it?
That was amazing. I mean, it was my first big tournament as a starter.
Hmm.
And I still remember we played the opening game against GB. And the stadium was packed. Like, there was no empty seats. And we were rolling out of the corridor to go onto the court. And the first thing I saw was like this little orange blob. And it was all our fans. And we could hear those orange fans over the GB crowd. And that was
Ooh.
amazing. And I
Are
also
you
don't
cussing the
remember,
British people?
yeah.
Are you? Jeez.
I don't remember the game itself because I was so nervous. We played like crap. We played horrible, but we won. That's the most important thing. But just that feeling, and then with the national anthem when it off, I just had like goosebumps on my skin, and I was like, "It's starting now. This is one
Mm.
of the biggest games of my life." Yeah, it was really
Um,
cool.
and tell us about the second biggest game of your life in the 3x3 final in high rollers. How was that?
I mean, it was really fun. Um, we know the highlight that we shot like the threes back and forth. So I mean, I'm not known to be a 3-point shooter, but I back then I was like, okay, we're down. I have to just make it shot and just shot it and didn't think and just make it. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And And I was really happy to be with Jack. I played with him, with Trier, and I met with Jordan, and Charlotte Moore was there. Normally I play against her, never with her, so that was just fun to be able to do that. And we
She is one
dominated,
of the
so
best one pointers, female one pointers. She's so good.
yeah.
She's decent.
I mean, not like Jitske, but
She's what's the age difference? I don't know, but Charlotte's she looks quite young. I assume she's got a long time to get better, but she's decent.
yeah.
If the Paralympics, obviously the Paralympics is cancelled and we are allowed to host our event, will you come?
I mean, if
If
you
it's
arrange
safe.
for me to come, yes. I love it.
All right.
I mean, we
We'll
might
get
have
Ingmar
a
and Rob to bring you.
we might have a tournament with the national team, maybe. So we'll see. But if I'm
Okay.
open, then yeah, I love 3-on-3. So
Awesome. We'll make it happen. What else have we got to discuss? Oh yeah, you went to New York recently during your season, didn't you? Tell
yeah, in
us
the
about
middle of
that.
the season.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was
tell everyone about that.
nominated. Yeah, I was nominated for Female Athlete of the Year in the category of team sports, and I was one of the 3 Paralympians on that list. So that was really awesome. Uh, First, I was like, okay, should I go to New York or not? Because they don't have the money. They're a foundation to fly me in, but I was lucky to be able to find a sponsor to cover my flight costs. So in the end, I went and I met all these amazing athletes. I met Billie Jean King. She is one of the most impressive female athletes. She was groundbreaking in her sports career. So it was really cool to be there and just meet all these people, and yeah, it was impressive.
What was the lady's name again? Billie Jean King.
King, yeah.
Check her out.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
She's
Did you
badass.
make any good contacts there for the
Yeah,
future?
I actually have a few contacts with Reuters. That's a big media company. They wanted to do a shoot before Tokyo, so obviously that's canceled now for this year, but they might do it then next year. And I was going to be the main centerpiece for their wheelchair basketball edition, so that was really cool. And I got by CBS Sports, I got contacts, so I got some groundwork there done there.
Good job. There's a question from Dylan Cummins again. What's your opinion on his commentary?
You're really enthusiastic. I like that. I think you're the most thrilling to listen to.
A lot more exciting than Joe, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. Can't help it. What else we got here? Mariska asked Jack if he would like to be in Hanover to play on the same team. Yeah, I would like to another season back in Hanover one day.
One day.
Who knows?
Like next
Yeah.
season day, or that's a one
Who
day.
knows now? I'm staying ready though. I'm eating a lot of food, but I'm still shooting, so it's very stationary. But I'm still keeping my shot sharp.
I still remember when you were shooting in my face a few times. That
Yeah.
this last season. Yeah, I
Yep.
remember.
Hmm.
Yeah.
My game, the quarterfinal against Trier is like my career highlight.
Oh, I bet.
Only one of them though. The next one, the day after, was terrible. But
I
I had
mean,
one
also
good
you
game.
guys didn't expect to play that game, to be honest. So
We didn't expect what to play that game.
yeah.
Why? What, the second game?
Yeah. No, that was the third game. Was the best of two, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I
Or
just
best of
remember I had
three?
one good game. I don't know what else happened. That was it. I don't know the ins and outs.
Oh, good job. Good job of knowing your career highlight well.
Just one. I only have one. Um, you have to speak to Dirk. Get him on here. That'd be cool. If Dirk come on here, he's got some knowledge to share. I have asked him,
Definitely. He
but he
might.
ignores me.
Oh. I
Um,
got an off basketball question on my Instagram.
okay.
So I'm a huge Disney fan. So Anna from Hanover, Osnabrück now, she asked me who's my favorite Disney princess. I like that
And
one.
your answer is?
Um, it's because I love most Disney movies. Well, pretty much all of them. But I would say Belle because I grew up with that movie and we had those old school VHS tapes, like the old school ones. And at some point, I broke the tape and it just turned gray. So I love her because she likes to read. I like to read. So yeah, I would say she's cool. Makes her
Okay.
own path and make her own choices. So
Ah, deep. That's cool. Disney taught you the way.
yes,
Um,
Disney rules. If somebody else tells you something different, no.
yeah, agreed. My girlfriend loves Disney, and she'd probably punch you in the face if you told her Disney was crap. Um,
I
so
like it.
yeah. um, what else have we got on here? From Dylan Cummins again. How do you feel about the Paralympics being in 2021? You've answered that, Dylan. You have to rewind.
Be better,
Um,
Dylan.
yeah, come on, man. Um, right, where else are we at? I think that's all the questions at the moment. Unless, yeah, I need to be more organised. Someone's texted me saying I need to be more organised. They are correct. But I didn't plan to be doing this last week or when we started. So this is new to me and everyone else involved. Have you got any
Big
advice for
yes.
any younger, like say, 18-year-old Mariska or a bit younger? Like, what advice would you give to younger athletes that is golden that they should all listen to?
I would say trust the process, trust yourself. That's the most important thing because when I started out with the national team, I was insecure. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't trust myself about making the right reads or not listening to the coach. You have to sometimes and make a read on the court. Sometimes you just have to go all in. If you're wrong, you get yelled at. That's fine. If you're right, you might get a little clap or not. That's okay. Just trust what you're doing right now and just see the baby steps happening because at some point you don't have the feeling you're evolving in your game. But that's the good thing about when you start now. You have game film everywhere. I think most leagues are taping their games, so you can see like, okay, what did I do a month ago when I was in that situation, or how did I react uh, on certain offensive plays or defensive plays? Did I make a better read now? So I think those things are most important, and of course, shooting, dribbling, just the basic stuffs, repetition,
Stick with it.
everything.
Okay. Um,
Oh, I got a text from Jack Davy.
oh yeah.
What's your favorite memory of Trier? That's a hard
Good
one.
question.
I would say that's a really good question. I love that we were hanging out besides the basketball court, mostly with Jack, Haley, Corey, and Ryan. I was really close. So just those memories and having Thanksgiving with the entire team and just have this entire table packed with different kinds of food and just laughing and music. That's still precious of me. I still have pictures of those moments in my picture frames and just like, oh, I really love that.
Yeah, your team seemed to have a good team chemistry and
Yeah,
on and off court, and you always
I miss
you
the
lot.
I miss the guys definitely.
Yeah, Joe doesn't bring
Yeah,
that same vibe, does he?
I like Joe.
Sorry, Joe. Again. Um,
Sometimes I like to at practice. Okay, what I'm going to try to do when we are the opposing team to get Joe pissed. And
oh, it doesn't take much.
love
So
you,
much
Joe, if
fun.
you're watching. Love you.
Yeah, I did used to turn up and think, oh, what should I do to annoy him now? Like, throw the ball over my head or something and go mental. What have I got written on here? Yeah, all-round basketball gangster. One of your quotes
Oh,
is, "It gave me an amazing opportunity to raise awareness about our kick-ass sport and, of course, your kick-ass favorite athlete." That's on your website. That made me laugh. And that was about your
that's
trip to
cool.
New York, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
would say
cool.
so. Yeah.
Um, to the other phone, 1 second. Um, uh, yep, no, that's it. That's all my questions for you and everything else. Have you got anything else you want to share with us?
Hmm.
It's a
Oh,
tough
I got a
question,
question
isn't
from Jack. Yeah.
it?
So I can share that. Haley, Jack's Davy's girlfriend, asked tea or basketball. I love tea. I just drank a cup again. Or basketball, but I have to choose basketball. But
Oh,
tea after basketball, straight away. Definitely.
okay. And Dylan needs to catch up. He just messaged me saying, "Look at YouTube. I've sent questions. I know. I've answered some of them. And
Rewind,
the ones I'm
Dylan.
not answering, we've already asked and answered. Um, where will you stay at Hanover next season?" He asks.
Yes. Definitely
Yes,
intending to.
that's good to know. Um, who do you look up to in wheelchair basketball?
Ooh. Right now? I used to
Never.
look up to Elspeth van Oostrum. She played with number 15 on Team Netherlands before me. Then Janet McLaughlin from Team Canada, the number 5. Right now, just trying my best and make sure that people can look up to me.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think people will look up to you. I know members of my team already. When I said, "Yeah, Mariska's coming to play in the 3x3, like she is going to make all of you look stupid," they're like, "Shut up, she's a girl." And then, yeah, you've done your thing, idiots. Um,
With a smile.
yeah, with a smile as well. Exactly. People need to listen more.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. What do you think of Joy
That
Hazelden
was
as a player?
fun. Joy.
Joy
Yeah, she's
Hazelden.
fun. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
good. She got some wiggles with the basketball. When you
yeah.
think she catch the ball, she's like, there's no way she can fit through that tiny ass corridor, and she does. She's really good at
Hmm.
those, finding those little like sniper routes almost to go to the basket. Yeah, she's
Hmm.
good in what. Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I think the GB team is really solid in general.
yeah, they're decent.
I mean,
Um,
they're second of the world and second of Europe for a reason. So,
yeah, I've just got to stop you.
eh.
Oh, yeah, good question, Dylan. What are your favorite memories from Whitewater, which is a university in America, if anyone doesn't know, who have a college wheelchair basketball program?
Yeah, so I got recruited in the year of 2012, the Paralympics, so pretty much before I became known in doing what I do. And I would say my favorite memories. I mean, winning the back-to-back-to-back championship is really awesome, I would say. That was really cool. And still, I have a few lifetime friends. I'm still in contact with a bunch of them almost daily. And that's just really fun. So it's not necessarily basketball wise the funnest memories, but meeting the different people and just getting my degree in one of the best marketing schools or business administration schools in the USA is really cool. I'm still in contact with even professors from back then. I mean, just the people making the memories.
Would you suggest if any young player has the opportunity to go to America and do the college thing, and would you suggest it?
I mean, I would suggest it, not only as a basketball player, but as a person. Before I went to the USA, I was a really introverted person. I was afraid to talk to people almost. And there I was just thrown into a new situation. I had to speak English all the time. I mean, my English was pretty okay. I mean, I passed the entrance test, but to do it the entire day and have to read, listen, speak, that really make an improvement to my English, of course. And I just learned better how to, how do you say that, how to accept myself, and that I'm okay the way I am, and that I should just have this flair about, okay, this is who I am. If you don't like it, you can F off. And I think that really helped me
Yeah.
also basketball wise. So
Yeah.
yeah, it helped me to
Yeah.
get a few of those.
Peacock effect. You gotta have that flair. Like, if you're worried about your
Yeah.
disability or whatever, like, fair enough, but you gotta fake it till you make it.
I mean, I was never worried about my disability. That was just who I was, but I was just insecure in everything I did.
Mhm.
Maybe not necessarily seeable at basketball court, but from the inside, I was like this scared little kitten, and now I'm like, "Rawr, I'm gonna eat you."
Oh God. I've just got to look at this 1 second. I need some glasses and some more organisation. Again, Dylan, you've asked about the on-court relationship between you, Kramer, and Visser. Pointed, we didn't talk about Kramer, but we've spoke about Visser, so we won't talk about Kramer.
I mean, also
Um,
Kramer, that she's outside inside, I'm inside outside, and they can never stop
yeah.
everyone.
Dylan, you just
So
got to be here on time, mate. All your questions would have been answered.
yeah, be better, Dylan.
Coach Carlos has asked, what's the handicap numbers thing? So I guess he's referring to the classification system.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own
So
way
I
of
don't
explaining
know.
it. Do you have a special way to explain the classification system, like a simple way?
So well, I just say you have different levels of ability. The less you can do, the less point you are. So when you're disabled from like the chest down, you're 1. And if you're disabled like me, when like your lower legs are incompaired, I'm a 4. If you both your legs are completely fine, you're a 4-5. And then you have different 5 players, and they cannot be more than 14.5 points. So when you have substitutions, the coach have to do math. Okay, if you take 2 players out, these points, you can sub 2 other players in for the same points, pretty much.
There you go. Question answered. Where are we at? Dylan's asked, what do you think about other forwards? Mariska Miller, Rose Holloman, Aaron Young, Catherine Lang. He's basically asked you, what do you think of every female forward in the
Female
world?
forward.
We don't have to answer all of them. Do what you want.
Well, I think Mariska has a more similar style as me, and she's really good at what she does. But I'm lucky that my team complements that style more. So I think I'm putting more in the more successful position to finish. She makes it work, so that's really good. And with Catherine, she's more of an outside shooter than a center, so that's a different play style. You can really see that she used to be an AB player. She has a really good shot. Erin is a more outside shooter. So it's, I mean, they all those 4s and 4-5s, they are doing what they can do at a high level. So that's, I mean, they are the players that have to carry the team. Just like Rose, she is one of the main threats of Team USA. So it's all different styles of play, but works for them and the team.
Okay, cool. Okay. I think we've been talking enough time now. I think we've answered enough questions. Unless anyone's got any questions they're dying to ask, and then I'll get them up in the next 30 seconds. If you give 3 words of advice to any young athlete or old athlete, just people in general, what would they be? 3 words of advice. Just off the
Do
top
your
of your head.
rehab always.
Oh, nice. Nice advice.
Yep.
Yeah. For some of
Do
us, it's
your
too late.
rehab. I'm lucky that I had a really good coach starting for international team, and there was always some prehab in the lifting schedule. So now, knocking wood, I never had a serious injury on my shoulders or anything. I mean, one time I fell really wrong on my arm, but that's not something you can prevent with rehab. But
Yeah.
right now, I never had anything with my shoulders or elbows or wrists, thanks to good rehab. And I've been playing full time since 10 years. So yeah, do your rehab always.
So, what do you do? Like, what's like? Do you use TheraBands, like stretches? Like
Yeah, I do
everyone has their
TheraBands, stretches, and I foam roll.
foam
Before the
rolling.
game, I do foam rolling, like the black roll. That's how you guys call it, I believe. And Germans call it black roll. We call it foam roll, whatever. You roll on it, it's soft.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
really, I love it when it cracks my back, and you're like, I love that feeling. Yeah, that really helps me. And yeah, sometimes I do TheraBands with warm ups, always with lifting, always some stretches. Just do what feels right for you, but make sure there's always some activations for your shoulder in there.
Good advice. Um, Dylan asked, "What's it like being coached by Van der Linden?"
You get yelled at a lot.
Like playing with
Yeah,
Joe.
so I'm used to yelling. No, he's an amazing tactician. So when he says, okay, next time we're gonna call this play and you're gonna start here and you're gonna go inside on this side. And you're like, that's not gonna work. And if you just do it, it always works. When he calls a specific play, it always works. Yeah, he just reads the game. If I had like 10% of that ability, unstoppable. So
And why do you think he
really,
can read the game so well? Like, what makes the difference between him and a normal
I
basketball
mean,
player?
he's a legend. I think he
Of
got
course.
MVP at some point too, and
Hmm.
um, he's been playing for so long. He played over 20 years. He's been coaching for over 10 years. I think all that experience just accumulates to what he is now, and yeah, a legend in what he does.
He is. For if anyone's got any YouTube videos of Van der Linden playing, put the links in the chat, please.
Well, I think
I've
there's
never
some
seen enough footage of
Athens.
him. Athens.
I think Athens. Pretty sure. Was that Athens? I believe so. I can look some up later.
Yeah, he's decent. Um, what shooting drills do you like the most?
Yeah, that's hard. So I
Yeah.
just like Joe, I use a shooting gun most of the time when I have
Ah, cool.
an available time slot for myself, and then I like to do free throws, like 50 free throws, and then move from the left baseline. Just about the key. That's my favorite spot, and then to 45, and just move in between every shot, up and down, and then I do the other side, the same baseline 45, and then I do free throws again for 50, then elbow elbow, and I just change it up. I can do like 45 elbow each side. Just have some moving and shooting at the same time, because that's
And you
also for
count.
me game realistic. Because I will move, stop, catch, shoot. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah, it's all got to be game realistic.
Yeah.
I took a lot of shots today, but probably 90% were not well, maybe some of them were, but like, yeah,
I mean, it's
definitely.
good when you're training the fundamentals, like the follow through, arc in your
Yeah,
shot, the spin of the ball. Then stationary is perfectly fine, depending on what you're trying to practice.
yeah. Um, so Rui Pedro has asked about Janet McLaughlin. She tell me about the game in Rio 2016. I don't know which
The
game.
game in Rio 2016, was it Canada?
She wasn't playing then, was she?
No, I don't think so. I think I played against her in 2012.
Yeah.
really sure I played against her in 2012. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
you did.
I think she already retired in 2016
I'm not sure.
because Canada finished like 5th or 6th.
Yeah, they didn't do too good.
I don't think the Janet was there.
Who knows? Rui says she was there.
Oh,
Anyway,
well, does this answer the question? Question mark?
do you know about the home court app? And if so, do you use it?
I do know about it, and no, I don't use it. I'm old school with my shooting, so I just write it down, and I might use it, but currently I'm not able to use it anyways because I don't have a court to train at. So I'm lame as shooting against the wall. I made a little X, and I just drop it on the X the entire time instead of a backboard. So maybe later when I've
You sound a bit
a
sad
court.
about that. I feel your
I
pain.
am sad. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am sad.
You should use the home, even if it's not for your benefit, just for younger players or other players to see how the best do it, sort of thing. I think it's just for the younger generation because not that, I don't think enough players have it, but it's really good to be able to watch other athletes and see how they train and what they do. And
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
I do
just
try to share like snippets of what I'm doing now. So I got a few
yeah.
videos lined up for the couple of weeks.
Ah, cool.
Make myself
Yeah, I've
busy a
seen.
little.
Yeah, you do put stuff out for people to learn from, but the more the merrier. And the home
Yeah,
court, yeah, you're old school. If you like, for me, it's
it
perfect because
makes
I
it
never
better.
count when I shoot, so I just shoot and then look at the end and see where I'm at. But
What's also good for your mental abilities to keep track of how many shots you did and how much you made.
that's
So
it.
it's
And I've
pros and
never had
cons.
that. Yeah,
I think Joe uses the home court ad, but he also counts in his head, so he knows exactly
yeah,
how much he shot. So
yeah. I don't know how.
don't be only reliant on counting with the app. Use your brain. That's
Yeah,
also
I
important.
agree, and that's what I try and teach our young player Charlie. Because again, I've never been able to shoot and count, like it's absolutely pathetic, but I can't. So whenever a training camp, always you just have to make it up. Like, and I might have shot better, but I didn't want to look like I was lying, so I'd make it sound worse. And oh yeah, like 4 or 10, like I don't know, like um,
Slow clap.
and I still
Slow clap.
yeah. But it doesn't matter for me. But for Charlie, he needs to be like it's a good thing to be able to do because then you know where you're at.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, and also when you make the national team, you have to count for yourself because you don't have the app. So if you don't
yeah,
practice
or a
it,
shooting gun.
you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to definitely learn to count and shoot. It's very important. I wish I had the
Yeah.
capabilities. But if you get on like a little run, you're like, oh, I'm getting hot. And then you're just thinking about shooting. I'm like, oh, God, where was I? And I'm done. I'm no good. But yeah, doesn't matter. I think that's all the questions on from YouTube and stuff. I've got nothing else to ask you, I don't think. Um, you should tell some of your friends, your fellow athletes, that to come on here and share some knowledge and stories and some wisdom. Um,
I will.
what's your pre-game ritual? What do you do on a game day?
Well, first I make good nutritious food. I like to do like either a chicken wrap or a quinoa salad, so it has some carbs and a little bit of protein in there for the long run. Um, Most of the time we at the gym 2 hours before, and then just do a little foam roll, just slowly getting my body ready, do some stretching, get in my chair and shoot, and then doing. I start out most of the time close, and then I just work my way out
Mm-hmm.
further outside, and then we have the team warm up, and we have some stretches as a team, so that helps with the national team. We have the TheraBands then, and by the club we just have normal stretches.
One
That
more
helps.
question, then we will end it. But obviously, home games you keep everything the same, but on away games, like how do you keep every like the variables the same? Like what what measures you go to be as prepared as you can on away day as you would be on a home game day? Like,
Well, for me, it's pretty much the same. We always, well, most of the time, we like 2 or 3 hours before the game start.
carry on. Just still.
We are in time by the gym. I just have nutritious food on the bus. We have a microwave on the bus, so I can eat my food. I can do the same stuff that I normally do.
Cool.
No biggie. Yeah.
I always
never have
struggled
to
with
change
that.
your routine. Well, sometimes we had one game. We could not get into the gym 2 hours before, and then you have less time to do everything, but you can still do it. You just have to be a little bit quicker about it. So.
I remember trying to have sneaky McDonald's at service stations and stuff. I was the worst athlete in the world. I wasn't even an athlete, but yeah.
You still shot in
Anyway,
my face a couple of times, so it's okay.
that's because I practice shooting, nothing else. Same as Joe. Sorry, Joe. Again, just need to stop being horrible about Joe.
I mean, he made the top scorer of the league, so he does a good job in what he does. So.
Oh, he's amazing, and he made me a better scorer as well. Whenever I train at like almost all the time in Hanover, as I was shooting, I was thinking, "F you, Joe, bang! F you, Joe, bang!" Like that was part of my shooting ritual.
Well, it's definitely
awesome.
the most fun when he yells for the ball and you just look and then you shoot. Yeah, that's sometimes fun.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Doesn't happen often because
Yeah.
sometimes he is in a better position than I pass, and if not, well, it's going in.
Oh. Joe, you have to come back on and defend yourself some more. To get Joe back.
Love you, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a few other cool people lined up. We just need to make a little bit of a plan on when to schedule everything. Because we can't do this every day forever, but drag it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we call it that for a day, if that's all right. Thanks for your time.
That's fine with me. Yeah,
hope
thank
you have
you
a good
for the invitation.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for coming. Hope you have a successful move tomorrow and stay motivated.
I'm doing my best. Same to you. And stay
speak to
healthy.
Yitzka.
Stay away from people. I will.
Speak to Yitzka and see if she wants to come and do this as well. We need some cool people.
I will, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Rupert. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Cheers. Bye.